Hey folks, doing a bit of advanced scouting here, I guess. Corinthians was announced as the latest club to join Sorare, I think October 5th, so we're a few days to go. And I want to show you some of the scouting, I guess, scouting that I do. I really know nothing about the Brazilian League nor Corinthians, so just what I could find online, how I kind of put it all together, and hopefully it helps you if you're going to jump into the auction when they launch. So, first off, before we get started, you hear this from everyone, but hit the like button and all those things. There's a link below if you want. If you haven't joined Sorare yet, you can click that link. You get a free card after you buy, I think, 5, and then I get a free card as like a bit of a gift for that. And but then also, even if you are in Sorare, if you just click the link and log in through that, I get a small little referral with that, just full transparency. I think I made $110 for the last like 4 months or something. So it's not a lot of money, but it does give me a little bit of feedback that, hey, this is interesting and people want me to keep going with it. So, and, I can take the wife out for dinner to compensate for all the time I spend on this. All right. So let's get going here. So first thing I do is I just kind of check in with. You'll see some specific work I do on Corinthians players in my spreadsheet over here, but I just kind of want to get a gauge of the league as a whole and where Corinthians stand. So if we look at just player values on Transfer Market, you'll see nobody from Corinthians is really up near the top. There's one player here. Roger Guida's here, and also Willian, I think I saw, yeah. Oh, 12th or so. Okay, so not too bad. So a couple sort of star players, if you will. You'd imagine they will go for a premium once we hit the auction. And then the other one I really like, just to, again, kind of start to wrap my head around it, is just biggest risers in market value in the league, in the Brazilian Serie A. So some big numbers here, but we only have kind of the one Corinthians 25 here, 337% increase. So something to keep an eye on. We'll come back to him in a second. And then SofaScore is really handy. You can, again, look at the overall Serie A. I can also like click on the team as well and then go into some of those stats and whatnot. But again, I sort of touch on it when I get to the spreadsheet. But again, looking at the league as a whole, it's just kind of nice to have a bit of a sense of how do players on Corinthians kind of fare compared to the rest of the league. So you'll start to see this guy, Fagner, Cassio. Those seem to be some of the best. And then it's nice and user friendly. You can just drop down. What was the one I found that was interesting? Saves per game. Cassio's number 1. So potentially a poor defense, but he's keeping them in it, I suppose. And then Who Scored also has like a similar kind of rating type thing, and it's just not as user friendly and stuff. So I have some of the data in the spreadsheet you'll see, but not my favorite. And then because this is like the first time this team played, sorry, is coming into Sorare, it's hard to figure out to get a gauge on pricing and whatnot. But I thought, just to wrap your head around pricing, looking at another club that's in Serie A, Atletico Mineiro. And we can just see some of the players here. And if you're in this sort of limited game, 0.032, maybe 0.04, things like that, you can probably get some of the top players. So we might expect a similar kind of level, and same with the rares as well, sort of 0.1, 0.15, 0.25 over here. And then, and actually before I jump into the spreadsheet, it's good to know where the league sits. So they're about 2/3 of the way through the season, so it wraps up early December. So now let's get to the work that I've kind of done here. Hopefully this, what do we got here? Oh, there we go. So I put in the players, and sorry, it's going to reload here. Jumped the gun. I have the players that I pulled directly from Transfer Market. And then I've listed their position, of course, and then their age, and we'll get it here eventually. And the first thing I did was transfer market value. I mean, that's just a very good sense of who the top players are and where they sit. And then similar to what we looked at previously, I like the previous transfer market, and just to see, in green here are ones that have made big jumps. So this João Victor went from 880 to 3.85 million, 55,000 to 1.65 for Raul Gustavo, and Adson here as well is an interesting one, from 330,000 to 2.75 million. On the flip side, you can see someone like Willian's gone from 13.2 million down to 9.9, so definitely in the latter stage of his career. And then we get into SofaScore and who scored here. So these are the ratings that they've had for the season. So I've highlighted in green those that are in the sevens, so you can kind of see here for yourself. Again, this João Victor's 23 has had a big jump, and one of the top forms for the club is really interesting. That's probably someone I'll keep an eye on during the auction. It's Fagner as well guy. Roger Guedes is kind of one of the stars of the team. He's only 25. It's worth a lot. And you can see across here he does quite well. So he'll probably be the most premium player. And then there's just some like guys people know like Willian and whatnot. Adds in here is interesting. Again, young guy, only 20 years old, and already shot up to 2.75 million. So probably the other guy I'd keep an eye on. The who scored numbers are here as well. They tend to skew a bit lower, and so naturally I kind of did reds for anything under 6.5. So there's more of those there. If you want to look, you can pause it and have a look. And then I looked at the actual L5, L15, L50 scores had they been in Sorare. So thankfully Sorare data actually compiles this even if the clubs aren't in the system yet. Again, we see the keepers pretty strong. Again, this kid's looking good. There's some nice pieces here. Keep an eye on percentages. So Lucas Piton, 71 sounds great, but he's only played 7% of the last 15 games and none of the last 5. So that's a bit of an outlier that you can't rely on. Again, Guedes is probably the star of the team up here. But you can look across. There's some nice ones. Giuliano, and here I think it was, Gabriel's not too bad either. And so Fagner, however you say it. Those are probably the three. Fagner here, João Victor, and maybe Adson that I'm going to keep an eye on. Because I tend to skew towards trying to get the young guys, keep them for a year, maybe 2 years, and see them grow, and then probably flip them at that time, but hopefully get some good utility out of them from that time. Okay, so there you go. I'm going to try and I'll upload this spreadsheet. That'll be in the link below as well, so you can just look at it yourself. But hope that helped. I'll try and do more of these. All right, thanks. Bye.